Hey YouTube, um, my name's Nick. People refer to me as the Dirt Poor Picker. I used to be known as a hateful marketer when I was in internet marketing. Give you a little background. First, the video is going to be about how to make categories and subcategories, and I'll give you my background later. Let's just get to it. The reason I'm making this video is because I went to 4 videos on YouTube that all said they were going to tell me how to do it, and none of them did. They just talked about it. So go to your main eBay page. There's several ways you can get to your store, and this is the way I do it. I hover over my name, and I click on Soul Karma, which is my store name, and then I visit my store. Okay, I don't know if you can see my mouse, and then I click Manage My Store. Now, we're in the main store summary page, and I click on Store Categories. These are my categories so far. You always have the other item category, but now I want to add a category, so I click on Add Category. You can have up to 300 categories, and I think that's sub and categories combined. And I type in sub, and I hit, or actually I want to name this test, and I hit save. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. You click on test, and it doesn't say add subcategory, it says add category. Just make sure you're in the right category, which we are, and hit add category and pretend like it says subcategory. And we type sub in, hit save, and go back to store categories, and there we have test with 1 sub. Let's say you want to move this up to the top or wherever you want to move it to. Don't do this one. This one actually I think is to move a category into another category to make a subcategory. What you want to do is reorder categories. Over here on the right, mid page, you can click it, and then you can highlight the category you want to move it all the way to where you want, or down, either way, and now we have it. Now the question is going to be, can I move all my items that I have to the new category? No, you can't just move them. Here's what you have to do. You have to, there's more ways to do this too. That's the way I do it. You hover over my eBay, go to selling. Let's say I had a lot of items I wanted to move. Well, I'd click them all, and then I'd click edit to do it in bulk, but I only have one. So let me move this one, and we're going to hover over more actions and then left click it, and then we're going to click revise. And while in this page, you're going to see the first one that says category. This is this eBay category, so you don't really want to mess with that. You want to go to store category, and I'm going to put it in vintage just to put it in there to show you, and that's all I need to change. So I go down to the bottom, I hit update listing. I give that about 5 seconds to catch up, maybe longer, and I'm done now. Go back to the store, click on my store name, visit store, manage store, and this is another tricky part. If you look, I moved other into vintage. I bet if I click this other, it's not there. See, it's not. It hasn't populated yet. Although it's done it, it just had my store hasn't caught up with it. So if I click on vintage, I bet you I have 4 items in there, and I do. So it's finished. It's done. So do me a favor, hit like and subscribe for me. Like I said, I was really irritated today by those guys that made the videos that didn't teach us how to do anything. And the video's done. You know how to do it, so you can leave or you can hear my story. I'm 54 years old. I've been selling on eBay since '98. I've had probably 100 different stores. I haven't sold in a couple of years. I've had some deaths in the family, some health issues, and most of my stores have dwindled down anyways, because now eBay will actually purge your feedback off, whether good or bad, after a while. So I just made this new store. I'm in bad health, like I said. I have heart and lung issues, weight issues. I cannot go into the restore and thrift for 2 hours at a time or 3 hours. So I have decided to mainly concentrate on shoes. But I have been doing some online auctions and picked up some clothing. I picked up 100 pieces of vintage men's clothing, such as Hilfiger, Polo, and so forth from the 80s and 90s at an online estate auction. I have a girl I hire sometimes to do the Goodwill bins for me, and people say I'm crazy because I spend $50 on that. Well, if you can't do it, then spending $50 to have it done is better than nothing, because she can get me about 100 to 200 items in a 2 hour period, and average sale being $20. And that's pretty good for $50. So I just have to find other ways to do this because I really enjoy it. I also do Amazon, FBA. I was doing Marketplace, but I don't like shipping out for Amazon, so I'm letting them do it. And I have about 600 items to list, and I'll continue to make videos. Just remember to hit subscribe and like for me. I'm gonna have haters, I know that, but if I get too many haters, then I'll probably stop. But we can work through this together, and just remember there's more than one way to skin a cat. So just because I tell you how to do something doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. If you can find a better way to do it, do it that way. I was a nurse for a long time, and some of the best lessons I learned was from new nurses, because they didn't have a set way to do something, and they'd say, well, wouldn't it be easier? And I'd say, yeah, it would be, and I'd learn something new. So I appreciate your time, and the video's over, and you take care.